Welcome to Plan an Escape Route, the fourth principle in decision driving. Please take a moment to read this important legal notice. In this module, we will discuss what a decision space is and why it is critical to your driving. We'll outline 3 components to consider about that decision space and how you use those components while driving your vehicle. If there is one decision driving principle that really separates the good driver from the average driver, it is how well you plan an escape route from a potential mishap. This means giving yourself enough space, known as the decision space, to decide what to do. Using a safe following distance is the easiest way to start your plan. This distance gives you the time and space you need to come to a complete stop or safely maneuver around a hazard. To maintain the recommended following distance, stay aware of what is around your vehicle and avoid distractions. Watch out for drivers not using the recommended following distance. They may be aggressive or distracted drivers. Time the following distance and adjust your speed as needed to maintain the recommended time interval. A planned escape route can reduce your risk of crashes. Let's check in with Marcus about decision space.
As you can see in this photo, the amount of following distance varies significantly between drivers. Some drivers have several or more seconds of following distance, and others have 1 second or less. The traffic is moving slowly, but drivers can suddenly change lanes and cause other vehicles to stop. Maintaining your decision space gives you an escape route when drivers suddenly stop, change lanes, or make quick maneuvers to avoid other vehicles. Leaving decision space will not lengthen your journey, but crashes can significantly cause delays. An escape route is important even when you are stopped in traffic. As a driver, you have an escape route when you've stopped far enough behind the vehicle in front of you to still see the pavement behind the other vehicle's back tires. This decision space is called the wedge because of the view you have of the vehicle in front of you. Without this wedge, if the other vehicle rolls back, it might strike your vehicle, or you may be unable to move around it without backing up. A driver's decision space is based on time. It takes about a second to perceive a situation. This assumes you are not distracted. Next, you need to add another second for your reaction time. Then we add braking time, which is at least another 2 seconds, for you to apply the brakes and stop your vehicle. When you add up the perceived, reaction, and braking times, you get a minimum recommended time of 4 seconds. This 4-second minimum is for light vehicles like passenger cars to have enough decision space. For longer or larger vehicles, a 6 to 8 second minimum decision space is recommended. Decision space is measured in seconds because the distance increases with the speed of the vehicle. A vehicle traveling at 65 miles per hour is moving 95 feet per second. A tractor-trailer's maximum length is typically 80 feet or around 24 meters. Likewise, a vehicle traveling at 100 kilometers per hour is moving about 28 meters per second. Knowing the distance covered in short periods of time helps you understand the need for decision space and why we measure following distance in seconds rather than distance. Kate will tell us about the timed interval rule. Then I'll be back to finish up decision space with you.
The timed interval rule will help you determine the correct following distance under normal road and weather conditions. The rule is to allow a minimum of 4 seconds of space between your vehicle and the one you are following. For vehicles over 40 feet, add another second for every 10 feet of vehicle length. To measure the following distance between vehicles, use the timed interval process. When a vehicle you are following passes a fixed object, like a sign, pavement marking, or light post, count the seconds between when the rear of that vehicle passes the fixed object and the front of your vehicle passes the same fixed object. This will tell you your following distance in seconds. Based on what we covered in the previous slides, you can adjust your following distance as needed to be at or above the recommended minimum for normal driving conditions in good weather.
Sometimes a driver should increase their following distance. Some of these situations include when road conditions can change quickly. This can include having a mix of dry sections, slush, or ice on the road. When rain reduces visibility or creates slippery roads. For example, when rain first starts, it can bring road oils to the surface, making the road slippery. When following a vehicle that is covered in snow or has loose cargo. When road conditions create slippery surfaces. When smoke, fog, mist, and other factors decrease visibility. Compare the decision space shown here for bad weather to the decision space we previously discussed for normal conditions. The distances involved may not be as great as they appear to be in slow-moving traffic. When weather or events like fire change road conditions or visibility, increase your recommended minimums to the longer following distance times. The distance it takes your vehicle to stop comes from many things. This starts with the amount of time it takes you to perceive a situation and apply the brakes. We discussed this earlier as the perception and reaction times. Your perception time, reaction time, and stopping distance can be impacted by certain conditions, including the road surface and condition of the road, water, ice, or snow that changes the friction coefficient, or how slippery the road is, the condition of the vehicle's tires, type of tires, tire inflation, and temperature of the tires, brake condition and maintenance of the brakes, the type of brakes and braking system, vehicle speed, distractions, fatigue, or other impairments that could change driver perception and reaction times. Decision space cannot make up for poor vehicle maintenance, distraction, or other physical factors. Using the recommended space for the driving environment can reduce your chance of a crash. A frequent cause of head-on collisions is improper passing. Before attempting to pass, you should ask yourself a few questions. If the answer to any of them is no, do not pass. Is there a long-term advantage for me to pass? Do I have enough power to pass quickly and safely? Is there space available for me to pass and return to the proper lane safely? Can I pass and stay in a passing zone? Making sure you can pass and maintain your escape route should be part of your decision to pass other vehicles. Without sufficient space, you could find yourself trapped in the wrong lane and facing a head-on collision. Kate will finish out the module with you.
As a decision driver, you should plan an escape route that leaves you an out if other drivers make mistakes. Understand that an ideal escape route provides an adequate amount of clear decision space all around your vehicle. Develop a good escape route by studying the surrounding traffic patterns using visibility, time, and space to your advantage. Allow time and room to take decisive action, such as speeding up, slowing down, or moving to either side. Never let your own safety depend entirely on other drivers.